Hi guys, welcome to another tutorial here on Untitled Tutorials. I am Josef Botnar. I'm inviting you to watch this tutorial regard to this application Payroll Calculator. I have done before a few tutorials regard to this application Payroll Calculator. Yeah, let me to release the Chrome browser, and here I've got about 10 tutorials. Yeah, and here I showed you how to create a database, how to build a dashboard, and so on. These are in number of 10 tutorials. The last was how to write the code to get the employee on a payroll calculator form. So I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to continue this tutorial where I left actually this application from this last tutorial, which contain how to write the code to get the employee on payroll calculator form. Yeah, so what is left is quite a lot, so I'm going to do quite a quick introduction in what was left to do. I'm going to put the code in description, and you can download the code from there. So have a look on the code, have a look at what I have done in this code, go through step by step, and you will understand, in my opinion, if you have some knowledge regard to Visual C#. You will learn a lot from this application. You will learn how to design forms. You will learn about classes. You will learn about how to use Dapper. What is Dapper? Dapper is a micro ORM, which it is a simple object mapper framework, which will help you to map native query to a C# class. This Dapper, which stands for a simple object, which stands for object mapper framework, is a high-performance data access system built by a Stack Overflow team, and is a open source. If you prefer to write in your project stored procedures, or writing native query instead of using a full-fledged ORM tools like Entity Framework, then Dapper is a good choice for you. Using Dapper, it is very easy to fire a SQL query against a database and get the result mapped to a C# domain class. Here in this playlist, I've got a tutorial how to use Dapper in your database application. Yeah, Dapper, connection, and insert records into database. And I'm using Dapper about everywhere in this application. All right. Okay. So I've got here the dashboard. Yeah, I'm gonna to release this form, the payroll calculator form. Yeah, I've designed before in this. I designed before this form, so you can watch the previous tutorial regard how I designed this form if you are interested in. Yeah, so here I've got this button which will show the time on a payroll calculator form. Let's start this application and let's see how the time is shown on this form payroll calculator. Let's type the credentials for admin. Yeah. All right. And here I've got this checkbox which is able to show the password. Yeah. Just tick in. Yeah. And this is the password. Click on login. And now I'm logged in this application. Yeah, this is the salary form or the payroll calculator form, and as now you can see how the time is shown in this button. Yeah, this is actually the current time, as you can see, 13:19. Yeah, 13:19. click the dashboard to get back to the dashboard, and now click to log out to quit from this application. You will be out completely from this application when you click on this exit button on this login form. Yeah. All right. Good. Here you go. So let's see the code behind this button. Let's go inside the code. Click with the right of the mouse and click on view code. And here you go. So here is quite a lot. So let's start with the variables. As you can see here, I've got these variables for weekly contractual hours. And here the variables for weekly overtime hours. And so on. All these variables are used to compute the payment. Yeah. And here are declared variables for deductions, as you can see. All right. And here is the code for adding the payment. Yeah. Actually, if I go back on payroll calculator form, and this is the button, add pay, double click on it, and this will take us inside the code. So this code actually will clear all the controls which are placed on payroll calculator form. Yeah. And here is actually I've got this timer. Yeah. And this event tick. And here is the code, the statements, what I used to display the time on that button, what I showed you. Yeah. And here you are going to use the name of the button, btn time, this property text, which is assigned by this statement. Yes. Okay, I am going to go back on the form. So this is the timer, as you can see. You will find it here in Toolbox. If you go here in Components, yeah, here is a timer. Just click on it and drag it here on your form. Yeah. All right, and you have to use this event tick. Yeah, if I select the timer here, properties, I go on events, and here is the event, the tick event. Yeah. And don't forget, you have to use the name of the button in order to be able to show on the button the current time. Okay, also here we have the timesheet. When you click on this button, you will get a timesheet. Yeah, let's go and release the Solution Explorer, and let's release the timesheet form. It is about this form. I've shown you in another tutorial how to design this form. What is important here is this button, compute hours. Double click on it. Behind this button is placed the code. We are calling here these methods, these four methods. Let's go inside the method. Right click with the mouse. Click on go to definition to go to the methods. So here are those four methods. What these methods will do, we'll get and convert the values for week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4 to double type. Yeah, because we are working with double types. All these variables which are declared here in the top of this code. Yeah, the type is double, as you can see, and these variables are for weekdays. Yeah, because we are calculating and we are using the hours for each week. Yeah, we usually we have 4 weeks in a month. Yeah, first week, second week, third, and fourth week, and this is the hourly rate. Yeah, here down here using this numeric up down control. let's go back inside the code. Also, yeah, so that's why I write these methods, because we have to convert the week values to the double type. So this is the code. Just have a look. As I told you, I'm going to put the code in description section, and you can download the code from there. So the same code is for week 2, week 3, and week 4, and I'm using these methods. I'm calling actually these methods inside this method, btn compute hours with this event click. Actually, it is about this button here. Where is the timesheet? It's about this button, compute hours. Double click, yeah, and this will take you inside the button, yeah, and here inside this button you have the calculation for weekly hours. As you can see, these are the variables for the weekly hours, for the total hours for week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. And here is the total hours, which is the result of adding the total hours for week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. And here we convert to double, yeah, the hourly rate, yeah, because this hourly rate, yeah, actually is a string, and we have to convert the string to double, and I'm using this variable to store the hourly rate. All right, and here is just a box which will show the total hours for a certain employee. So this is the timesheet design and the code behind this form named timesheet. And here is this simple button. It is a simple code behind this button. Close, click on it. When you will click on that button, close, the timesheet form will be closed. So, and I'm using this method close to close this form timesheet. All right, let's close this. Let's get rid of this form, not to load too many forms here. Yeah, we get lost if we have too many forms opened here in Visual Studio. Another form and the button, the code behind this button is convert time to decimal, because we are working with decimal unit of measures to calculate the salary, to calculate the wage. So we have to convert the time to decimal. Behind this button, we have a form and we have a code as well. All right. So if I double click on this button, here is the code to launch the converter form, which is this one. If I go here in Solution Explorer, here you go. Sometimes I get lost in all these things. So here you go. This is the form. Double click on it, and the form was launched. I think I showed you in previous tutorials how to design this form. So what we've got here, we've got this button, Payroll Calculator. When you press on it, this will take you back to the Payroll Calculator. Double click, and here is the code. Yeah, you have to write these statements to be able to go back to Payroll Calculator form. Yeah. All right, so here we have these controls for hours, for minutes. When you click on this button, the result, the time unit measures regard to these hours and minutes will be converted to decimal. Yeah. So here is the code. Actually, let's see what we have here. First of all, we have a few variables, the decimal variables declared here, and here is the code. Actually, this is the code, yeah, which will convert the time to decimals. Yeah, and here we have just a message if you don't enter numbers, if you enter characters, you will receive this message, please enter numbers. Yeah, so let's see how this works. Let's release again this application. Let's put down Visual Studio. So I'm using the credentials for admin. Actually, here, let's close this. Yeah. So here is the name of the database. Yeah. And here I've got a table for admin. Right click and select top 1000 rows. So here I've got the username for admin and the password. I'm going to show all these later. Now let's put this down and let's write here admin, the credentials for admin. If you tick show password, the password will be showed. Yeah, and click to login button. Yeah, and here click on salary, and the payroll calculator form will be released. I showed you the add pay button. What will do this button if you click? Will empty all the controls. So click on it. As you can see, all the controls are emptied, are cleared. Now here, if I type a certain employee ID, let be this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I press on get employee button. I will get the employee with this ID, the national insurance, the first name and the last name. And now I can start actually to calculate a payment for a certain pay period, for a certain pay date and pay month for this employee with this ID. Yeah. But what I want to show you now is the converter time to decimal. Click on this button and the converter time to decimal will appear. If you want to go back to payroll calculator, you just press on this button, payroll calculator, and this will take you back to this payroll calculator form. Let's access again the converter. Click on the button, and here, for example, if you have 12.5 hours, this is 12:30, 12 hours, 30 minutes. In a decimal is different value. So this is the problem. That's why it's good to have a converter time to decimal. So let's put here 12 hours and here 30 minutes. After you press this button, you will receive the decimal units, which is 1250. So there is a difference. It's 20 digits, 20 numeric digits difference, which make quite a big difference to the wage, to the payment. Yeah. So that's why you need a converter, because we are going to calculate the wage using the decimals units and not the time units. All right, click on payroll calculator, and now let's click on dashboard, and here we can log out. Click on this, and when you click on exit, actually you are out of this application. All right, let's go back to payroll form, and we have this button here, search payment. Double click on the button, and here is the code which will release the search payment for. Yeah. Let's now close the converter, design form and the code. Okay, let's close the login as well, the form and the code. Not to have too many things open here in Visual Studio. Yeah. And now I'm going to release Solution Explorer, and here is the search payment form. Double click on it. All right, so this is the search payment form. You have the button which will take you to the payroll calculator, and here you have a search button. Yeah. So let's see the code. Let's right click, view the code, and here we have, as you can see, we created this object using a list, this class list, which has this type payment data. That means we have a class named payment data. So I'm gonna go back in Solution Explorer. I'm going to open this folder, and here is this class. So that means this list is using this class, yeah, this payment data class. Double click to see what we have here. We have here a class and properties. So as you can see, loads properties. These properties, which belongs to this class payment data, must to match the columns, the fields from this payment table from SQL Server. Right click and select design. Yeah. So all the properties from payment data class must to match the columns or the fields from the payment table from SQL Server. Not just they have to match the name and the order. So you have to put them here in the class in the same order as they appear in SQL Server in payment table. If you don't do so, you might receive logic errors in the application, and the application won't work properly. Okay, so bear in your mind what I told you previously. Yeah, so we have this object OBG search payment, and we have this button here, which is used to get back to payroll calculator form. So here we have the search payment button and this event click. That means, yeah, if I double click on this button with the mouse, this will take me to the inside the code, and that means when we click on this button, actually the application will search for a certain payment. Yeah. All right, so let's go further. So here I created this object, a new instance using another class, this class CRUD. We have this CRUD class here. I talked about the CRUD class, and I showed you how to create this class in previous tutorials on that playlist. Yeah, what I have showed you. And here we are using Dapper. Yeah, and we need actually this method. Now we are talking about this method, search payment, which is used to search a certain payment. Yeah, and Dapper is using this level of interface, this IDB connection, and this is the code which I used to search payment using the last name. Yeah, using the last name. Yeah, as you can see, I'm using here a procedure. Yeah, and I'm using this parameter because I want the payment to be localized, to be searched after the last name. You can use various criteria. Yeah, just I try to simplify this code, not to take too long. All right. So if I go here in SQL Server, this is. Let's close this. All right. I'm looking for the procedure. Is this procedure used to search the payment? Yeah. Right click, click on modify, and here, yeah. Sorry about this. Yeah. So as you can see, So I'm using this procedure to look for a certain payment using the last name, as you can see. All right, let's go back in Visual Studio. Okay, let's close this. All right, yeah. So I created this object payment data, and this object will take over actually the last name. Yeah, the last name. What I'm gonna to type in this text box. Yeah. So here the name of the text box is used as a parameter. So if this object has more than 0, as you can see 0 records because I'm using this test, then actually here I'm using the name of this data grid view. In data grid view will appear all the payments which are using that last name. Yeah. So this is the code used, as I told you, to search a certain payment. Let's release the application. Let's see how this works. Yeah. Salary, search payment. Okay, so at this moment I've got just 2 employees, Botnar and Lohan. Let's type Botnar first. Click on search. As you can see, all the employees with this last name will appear in the list. If I want to go back to the list to appear all the employees, I empty the text box. I could do a button for this, but you are free to improve this application. Click on search, and now all the employees appear again in the list. I'm going to use Lohan. Click on search, and here you go. All the employees with this last name appear in this list in the data grid view. So this is the search payment form, and in this way this part of the app works. All right, go back to payroll calculator, go back to dashboard, and log out and exit from this application. So let's remove the search payment, the payment data class. All right, and let's go back on the payroll calculator form. Also here, as you can see, I've got loads text boxes. Yeah, and here I've got this button compute pay. So this when you click on this button, you will compute a pay. Yeah, double click on it, and here you go. This will take us inside this button, which is using this event click, as you can see. Here I'm using a method, as you can see, is valid. That means the entry data is going to be validated by this method. Right click and let's go inside the method. Click on go to definition, and here is the method, this private bool. As you can see, each method and everything what I've done has comments. So you will understand very easy, in my opinion, this code, because you have explanations using these comments. Let's expand this. So this is the code used to validate the entry data for this form payroll calculator. Yeah. All right, let's go back. Double click. All right, so I'm using this if conditional statement, and this is the test, this method which is validating the entry data. Okay, and here I'm using the various variables, and here also I'm calculating the contractual hours, yeah, for week 1, for week 2, for week 3, and for week 4. Yeah, and after I calculate total hours and total amount, calculation for deduction for tax and for NINO, yeah, for national insurance, the amount for deductions, net pay, and all these will be displayed in those controls, in those text boxes, using this part of code. Yeah, I mean all these text boxes, all the information after I press this button compute pay will be shown, will be displayed in these text boxes. Yes, all right, using this code. Okay, let's shrink this code. I'm going to show you in a minute how this works, but let's go further and let's see what we have behind this button, insert pay. Actually, when you click on this button, you will insert the payment into database, and the payment will be displayed here in this data grid view. Actually, if you want to link the data grid view to the table, a certain table from a SQL server, you go on this arrow, click on it. Actually, I linked this data grid view to a payment table, yeah. And here, click on this arrow and add a project data source. Click on it and select database. Click on next. Select data set. Click on next. Next, and here view the tables and select the table you need. I need a payment table. Yeah, I tick in. Click on the arrow and just to have a check if all the fields, all the columns of the table was selected, and click on finish. I'm going to click cancel because in my case it's done, and all these information records will be displayed in data grid view, and inside the code will appear this code, yeah, in mode automatically, yeah, under this event load. All right, okay, let's go back. Double click on this button, insert pay, and here after you press this button, you will click on the button. The payment will be inserted in database and will be displayed in data grid view as I told you. Here, as you can see, I'm using this object insert payment using this class CRUD. Let's go inside this class. Yeah, and let's view the insert payment. So here is the method used to insert that payment, a certain payment inside the database. Yeah, as you can see here, I'm so all is this code is used to insert a payment, yeah, into database using Dapper, as you can see, using this IDB connection interface. And here I'm sorry, this is the get employee. I need a insert payment method. Here is this one. Yeah, you see here I expand now the method. So this is the method, the insert payment, which is used to insert a payment inside the database. Yeah. So as you can see, I'm using here a list with this type payment data. You know, this is a class, as I told you. And here, using this method add, I add actually all these parameters, which will be taken over by these properties, which is a part of this class payment data, yeah, as I showed you before. All right, and here I'm using this stored procedure with the parameters, which is used to insert all the records regarding to a payment into this table in the payment tables here, yeah, here in this table in a SQL server, and this is the stored is another one, insert payment. This is the stored procedure used for that method, insert payment, yeah. All these tables, the procedures, all will be part of the code, which I'm going to attach in the description section, and from there you can download it, yeah. All right, so this is the procedure which is used to insert all the payment records in database, yeah. All right. So let's close this. This is the insert pay method with this click. Okay, let's go further. We have this add pay, which will clear, as you've seen, all the records on this form after you press on this button. And here I've got this button pay slip. Actually, when you press on this button, the pay slip will be released. Pay slip for a certain employee will be viewed. Yeah, double click on it, and here is the statement used to preview the pay slip. Yeah, so here I'm using this print preview. Yeah, and print document. You can find this here in in Toolbox. Here in print it, yeah, you just drag them here on the form. Also, here you should know that I've got this print document, yeah, one with this event print page. Yeah, it is about this one here. Yeah, this event print page, and inside this I write a code which will draw a payslip. You can use a tool like Crystal Reports, up to you, but for me it's more simpler like that. So you can use this property graphics, which is part of this graphics class, as you can see, yeah? And you have to use this namespace, system.drawing printing. Yeah, as you can see, I use it here. And you just go through this code step by step, or using section, like here I designed the header for payment details, or how I drew the rectangle, and so on. And you will understand. Just go slowly, step by step. Don't rush, in my opinion, if you want to understand how I've done this. Yeah. And also here I've got a data grid view. Yeah, it is about this one. And here you can see I use this event cell enter, how all the records will be displayed, listed in data grid view, and after you can select record from this data grid view to be displayed, to be listed in text boxes. Yeah, and so this is the code. Yeah, as you can see, I'm using the name of the text box, and the text box will take over the values from the cells of the data grid view. Yeah, and this is the code used. And I've got this button as well here, print button, double click, and this statement will print the payslip out to your printer. Alright, so you just go through all this code, and here I've got this method. This method is used to display the month inside the combo box, inside this combo box here. You see? And I'm using, as you can see, a list, and I'm using this method add to add the month of the year. And here I show you different options. You can use for each, you can use for. I prefer to use for each in this way, using this lambda expression, and add method to add and to display in this combo box the month. And when you release this form, all the months will appear inside this combo box, yeah. And you have to put this method inside the load event of the form, yeah. I will show you in a minute. Let me to shrink this method, yeah. It's here, yeah. Yeah, so you have to put here in this load event attached to this form, payroll form, the method, yeah. And also the timer using this method start, you have to put it in here, yeah. All right, I think I showed you everything regard to this form. Let's see how this works. So let's start the application. I'm going to make a demonstration now. Actually, I'm going to click employee. I'm going to add another employee. So click on add button. As you can see, all the controls were cleared. Yeah. So let's type here a employee ID like 1, 2, 3, 3. And 4, national insurance, and I try to make up national insurance like 1, 2, 1, 2, 6, 3, 4. Just I check the length of the national insurance, so it should be 6 numbers, yeah, 1, 2, 6. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need another one. Let's write here like 7. And let's put here A. All right. So I've shown you before how I designed this form, how I write the code for the data entry, for the validation, for national insurance, the regex, everything. So watch the tutorials, what I've done previously. And there you will see all what I've done, yeah. First name, so let's write a name like Pauline Smith. Date of birth, so it's just a demonstration, so doesn't matter this too much, just to make a demonstration. Yeah, all right, it's fine. Gender female, address like right here. I'm going to write a certain address, 70 Weldon Drive, city Hampton, postcode TW 12 3 YW, county, this is Middlesex, yeah, phone 0 7480 31 742, and email I'm going to write test 123 at yahoo.com. All right. So now, if I press this button save, these records will be saved in database. Yeah. If everything is all right, save. Now something is wrong here. Yeah, because I know why. So let's release again. This is because I didn't upload the image. So I have to upload the image. Regard to this code, you can improve it. Here you can put this in try catch block to avoid to go into the code. Just change it and put try and catch, and in catch put a message and write that the user needs to upload an image, otherwise he is not able to go further. Yeah. All right, so let's start this again. Admin 01. Show the password is all right. Login, employee, add 1 2 3 3 4 5. National insurance SR 1 2 3 7 6 5. A, first name. Let's upload an image. I go here in pictures. I try to find an image like this one. Open. All right, and save. Everything is all right. Employee Pauline Smith with ID 123345 has been inserted successfully. After I press OK, the records will be inserted into database. OK, here you go. Here is our new employee insert in our database with this employee ID, Pauline Smith, female. So as you can see, it was listed also here in our data grid view. I'm gonna go inside. Let's put this down, and I'm gonna go inside the SQL Server Management Studio. Let's close all these, and let's release this table, and let's click on select top 1000 rows, and here is our new employee, which was inserted a few seconds ago by me. Yeah, here you are. Here we go. All right. So the app works brilliant. And now I want to go back. Also, you can update, you can delete, you can do a lot of things here. Even you can delete the pictures and upload another pictures, and after press on update. Yeah. All right, I showed you this in previous tutorials, so I'm not bother myself with all these things. Let's go further. Click on dashboard to go back to the dashboard. Now you go on salary. Yeah. All right, so now let's add pay. Let's clean everything, and let's get the employee with this 1 2 3 3. I have to do a check. I don't remember the employee ID. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. 4 5. Click on get employee. Here you go. We get the employee, Paul Smith, and now we have to get the timesheet. So we have to write the hours for the first week. So I'm going to write here like 10. Here let it be 12. 50. Yeah. And right here, let's go a bit faster. Yeah. Here you go. I'm going to leave the hourly rate 10. Here you have a calculator. You just click on it, and the calculator will appear, and you can do a lot of calculation. I will show you the code. If I forget it, you just look through, you just look into the code. All right, and now click on this button, compute. Click on it, and this message will appear. Total hours worked 151.95. Yeah, okay, and close the form. And now click on compute pay, and oh, sorry, I have to select. See, the data entry validation works. Yeah, it wasn't compute the pay because I haven't input all the data which is necessary. So I'm going to select any period, doesn't matter. So here is December up to 9 January. So I'm going to put the pay date like, here you go, 26 February 2021, and select month. So this is January. Actually, it's December. All right. Okay. And now press compute pay. Here you go. So here you have all the records, the contractual hours, the overtime hours, the overtime rate, the total hours is calculated, the contractual earnings, overtime earnings, total pay, yeah, the tax code, the tax, the NINO, the national insurance, total deductions, and here is the net pay, 1,370.71 pounds. Now, if you want to insert this payment in database, click on this button, insert pay. Click on it. An employee, Pauline Smith with ID, has been inserted successfully. Okay, here you go. If you go down here, you can see that this employee was added. As you can see, the payment is here. Yeah. As you can see, also you can check this down here in SQL Server. Just launch the payment table and select top 1000 rows, and here is our employee with this payment. Yeah. All right, good. If you want to look into your payslip, click on payslip, and here is your payslip. You can view it and you can watch it. Yeah. All right. Close it, and if you want to print it, you can do it either here. Yeah, you can do it here. Click on this printer here icon. Because I don't have linked any printer to this computer, I'm going to save it under PDF. But also you have another option to print it using this button. Click on it and just save it. Like I'm going to write Pauline payslip. All right, and I'm going to save it in this folder. Save. Here you go. Let's launch this. Documents. And here is the payslip. As you can see, is this. Yeah, under PDF. It looks good. As you can see, I've got the name of the company. I've got the logo here. It looks good. It looks very good. Yeah, this app works brilliant, as you can see. If you want to add another payment for a certain employee, click on Add Pay, and all this will be cleared. All right, here is the time. As you can see, go back to dashboard. Here I've got this reports button. What I've done here, I put this data grid view, and I'm going to export all these records to Excel, because there in Excel you can do a lot of things. Yeah, you can use Crystal reports, or you can use another tools to do reports, but this was the simplest way for me. And you just export, click on this button, and as you can see, all these records was exported to Excel. And here you can do all kind of filters, sorting or whatever, you go here, sort and filter, yeah, and you can do a lot of things here as you wish in Excel. And after you have done your report, you just save this file. All right, so I'm going to click down save. A dashboard. Let's talk a bit about code here for reports. Log out, exit. All right. Here is the form. Reports, yeah. Let's see the code. Here is the code, yeah. Here is the code for export to Excel, yeah. What you have to know, you have to use this Microsoft.office.interop Excel, yeah. And you have to make a reference to Excel here. Go on Solution Explorer, expand these references, and you have to import this Microsoft.office.interop.excel reference. How you do this? Go References, right click, add references, select this column, yeah, and go up here in search box and type Microsoft Excel, and this will come up, and tick it and click on OK, yeah, and check if this was imported. And after you just write the code, what I write it here is quite easy to understand. Yeah, I created this variable Excel export. I'm using these interfaces to create another objects, as you can see, and I put a code between this block try catch. Actually, these 4 loops will create a workbook, a worksheet where all the records will be exported. Yeah, all right. So this is already regard to reports. And also here I've got this button admin, yeah, which will launch the registered user form. So here is the registered user form. Yeah, as you can see, I've got here a data grid view, a few text boxes, and these buttons: register, update, reset, delete. So here you will manage the user registered. Who is going to register the user? The administrator. Yeah. So when you will click this button, you will register user, update, reset, and delete. Reset means all these text boxes will be cleaned, will be cleared. Yeah. Double click on register button. As you can see here, I'm using this object, obj users, and was declared here like a class variable. Yeah. So that means I declared another class. I created another class. Yeah, I'm gonna go here in a class folders. It is about this class user. So here I use the ADO.NET. I use this parameterized constructor, as you can see. Yeah, these properties: username, password, position, and I created these methods: add user. This will add a user, and very important is this procedure check user. You have to use this procedure in order to avoid to introduce in database 2 users with the same username and password. Yeah, the username must be unique. So here is the procedure. Yeah, let's close this. It is about these procedures. Yeah, check user. So this procedure will check the user. As you can see, I'm using these parameters and this clause where the username equal with parameter username, password equal with parameter password, which will stop the administrator to enter two or more user with the same username and password, because the username must be unique. Also here I'm using these procedures: delete users, used to delete the users, another one to update the users, yeah, to update the users, and also here is to validate the administrator. So this procedure, this stored procedure, is used to validate the administrator, yeah, and this one is used to validate the ordinary users. So as you can see, I'm using separate stored procedure for an administrator and user, because I have to treat them separately, yeah, because the users doesn't have the same rights like administrator. And here I create these tables for users and another one for administrator, as you can see. All right, so as I told you, you have to use this check user in order to avoid to input two users with the same name and password. And I use the code as I used here. Actually, I'm using ado.net, and here this test, yeah, because this is an object which is created using this method, which is part of this class data set, as you can see, yeah. All right, and this will store the table, the user table, and if the record is more or equal with 1, bigger or equal with 1, that means the username and password exist in database, yeah. So you are not going to be able to enter that user. You have to change the name and the password, all right. And after, you can use this procedure, insert user, which is used to insert the user in a users table, yeah. The same way I used to write the next methods, update user, yeah, with this difference. I'm using here this parameter ID, because the update is done according with the employee ID, and the same deleting user is done using the employee ID, yeah. All right, also here I'm using different method to authorize a user against to authorize an administrator, yeah. All right, and here is the method to authorize a user, and I'm using here, as you can see, this is valid user procedure to validate a user, yeah, as you can see. And the same way I used to authorize a administrator using this stored procedure is valid admin, yeah. All right, and let's close all this, and here what is left is this login form. Let's talk about this a bit. So I designed this form, and let's see the code behind this form, yeah. I declare this class variable, using the user class. As you can see, I'm using this method user data. I use this method also here. Yeah, as you can see, user data. What is doing this method either here in registered form, code, or login form. Actually, I declare this object using the user class, as you can see, and using these properties from user class, username, password, position. I'm taking over from the registered form, in this case, the full name, the password, the position, yeah, using the name of the text box, yeah. When I'm going to enter the full name, the password, the password, the position, all these will be taken over by this object, yeah. Yeah, and I'm calling the method down here, yeah, as you can see. User data, yeah, and this is the register user, which will add the user. So and here inside this if conditional statement, I'm calling the add user to add this user, and also here I've got a method to validate a user, yeah. As you can see, here is the method, and here, as you can see, I'm using for a password special requirements, like the password must be a minimum of 8 characters long, at least one uppercase, at least one lowercase letter, at least one numeric digit. Yeah. All these requirements must be fulfilled in order to be able to write a password. All right. And here is the code to check if the password entered is fulfilling the requirements. Yeah. All right. And here I'm using these methods to count the number of digits, to count the number of lowercase characters, and so on. Yeah. And as you can see, all those methods used to match the requirements of the password are used here inside this conditional conditional statement to check the password. Yeah, the uppercase, the lowercase, and the numeric digits method to check the number of the uppercase letter, the number of lowercase letter, and the number of the numeric digits. All right, so this is the register user, and here now is the login form and the login code behind the form. I'm using the same method with the same meaning, as you can see. All right, a button to clear the records. And here is the code behind the login button using this event click. If I double click on this button, this will take us inside the code. Here again, I'm using the user data method, yeah, because in this way I will get the username and the password. All right, and here I'm using the authorized user method and the authorized administrator method in order to authorize the credentials entered. All right, and here, as you can see, I'm using this method exit the application class to exit the application completely, and here is the code to check to show the password. Yeah, and this is the code to show the password. Okay, so this is all regard to this application. So I've finalized this application, as I told you. Now I want to show you how to create a setup application. All right, of this application. Launch the Solution Explorer, select the project, right click, select Properties, okay, and here select Sign In, and check the sign, the click once manifest, yeah, and here create a test certificate. Let's enter a password, yeah. Click on OK. Here you go. So this is the expiration date for our password, 26 June 2022. Yeah. And now go further and select Publish. And this will be the folder where Visual Studio will publish our application or our applications. So I go to create here on the desktop a folder. Okay, I'm going to name it Payroll Calculator. All right, I'm going to open it, and I'm going to copy the path. Control C to copy. I'm going to put this on taskbar, Visual Studio, and here I'm going to paste it, the path. All right, the same path, I'm going to paste it in here, which is going to be the installation folder from where the Visual Studio will install the application. All right, now click on Options, and here I receive an error. Yeah, because I'm using localhost, I'm going to paste it again, and I'm going to write here localhost, 2 backslash and localhost. All right, click again on Options, and here write this information. So I'm going to write my name, Josef Botnar, suite name, Payroll Calculator suite, PCS, product name, Payroll Calculator. Click on OK. Here, click on the Publish wizard. All right. Here is specify the location to publish this application. So this is the location. The folder on the desktop, Payroll Calculator. Yeah, next. If you install from websites, you can have a website. Yeah, you specify the URL. I've got the local host, so I'm going to use this one. So next. Yes, the application is available offline. Next. And finish. Here you go. The setup file was created successfully. Let's put this down. Let's open the folder. Here you go. Here is our setup exe. In this moment, you can share your application. You can install this application on different computers. So let's install the application in my computer, and let's see how it works. Click on this executable file, install, and here you go. The application was installed and launched in the same time. This is the login file. Exit, and let's look for the application. Let's see, it should be here. Here you go. See, here is my application. You can put the application on taskbar here in the start window. Yeah, just right click and you can pin it in different location. Yeah, all right, click on it and the application is released. I'm going to write the name, the credentials. Yeah, let's show the password. Yeah. You see, unauthorized credentials provided. That means I put something wrong. So the data entry works. Admin 01. Yeah, here you go. The application is released. Employee form. Now you can add. Yeah, you can add. You can update. You can delete. Yeah, you can add. I go back to dashboard, salary. Yeah, you can get another employee if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get employee. Here you go. Yeah, you can calculate the salary. Let's select the month. All right. Get a timesheet. Compute. Close. Compute pay. Here you go. Insert pay. The payment was insert. Yeah, it appears here as you pay slip. Here you go. Now you have to go select the last one, payslip. So this is the payslip. Regard to this employee John Lohan. All right. Dashboard, reports, export Excel. Don't save. Dashboard, admin. Here you can register another user. Yeah, let's register another user. Let's write the full name. Pauline Smith. Password Smith 012. Smith. That's position developer, web developer. All right, register. Yeah, we have a data enter error because the password doesn't match. As you can see, both passwords do not match. Please try again. Okay, so reset. I done this by purpose. Pauline Smith, just to see how the data enter validation works, and you have to fulfill the requirements for password to be able to enter a user 012 Smith 012 and the position web developer. Yeah, new user added successfully. Here you go. Here is the user, as you can see, Pauline Smith, and let's see the user tables. Yeah, here you go. Now this is the design. I need to select the user. So here is the last user. All right. So this is the administrator. He is able to do this. So okay, let's go back, and as you have seen, the admin button was enabled, so the administrator was able to enter a new user. But if I am going to use the credentials from a simple user, so let me Carmen Botnar. So Carmen Botnar. Let's see the password. Is Carmen01. Carmen01. Show password. Login. Here you go. As you can see, the admin button is not enabled anymore. I press on it, but it doesn't happen anything because it's not enabled. It's not active. Yeah, because now actually logged in a ordinary user and not the administrator. And the ordinary user is not able to use this button, administrator. Alright, so the application works brilliantly. Exit. So this was the last tutorial regard to this application. And I explained to you all what I've done, what it was left to do. After 10 video tutorials, what I have done before. And I showed you how to create a setup file and how you can install the application in your computer or other computers. So thank you for watching this video tutorial. See you next time. Bye bye.